Okay. So now we can start. So last time, so what was last? We discussed. So last time we finished with the proof of all the triangle diagram. We proved that all the triangle diagram commute using the pentagon as a unit axiom. So as I said, there is two alternating way to define a monoidal category. You can define it. So the former way was to define it with the pentagon axiom and the triangle axiom. But in the book we are following, the book on tensor category, they provide an alternative definition of which is equivalent, but which use the pentagon axiom and the unit axiom. And this is in some senses easier, simpler, and you can reprove the triangle axiom of the previous definition like that. So this is what we did last time. We proved the triangle diagram, the triangle axiom, when you have the unit in the middle. So this is the triangle axiom, what we proved last time. And we also proved the triangle, the commutation of the triangle when the unit is on the left. And this is the same thing if the unit is on the right. So, so this is what we did last time. So now, okay. So, okay. So now we can prove, let's prove the following result. So just recall that the morphism. So we have the morphism L1. So which is from one tensor 1 to 1. We have three. In fact, we have three morphism from one tensor 1 to 1. You have L1, R1, and iota. So we have morphism L1, R1, and iota from one tensor 1 to 1. So the morphism LX is from one tensor X tensor 1 to X. Rx is for one tensor X to X, and iota was just one tensor 1 to 1. But if you put X equal 1, you get that, you get the same thing. So you have a three morphism for between one tensor 1 to 1. So now, using the triangle we proved last time, we can prove that these three morphisms are the same. So L1 equal R1 equal iota. Okay, so so how to do that? So we will use which one? Yeah. So I need to redraw the triangle, and we will take a specific case of the triangle. So we have yeah. So for example, you have this triangle like that in general. So in general, so proof. in general, we already proved that for all, I don't know, YZ in the monoidal category, we have this triangle like that. So like that, Y tensor Z. One tensor Y tensor Z. So for going from there to there, we need to apply first the identity of one, and then we apply L of Y tensor Z. Okay, and we have, so here, one tensor Y tensor Z. So then we can go from there to there, from there to there. So on the top identity of one, and then we apply just Ly, okay, and tensor identity of Z. So this is okay. And on the bottom, so again, identity of one. And now here we need to apply the associativity transformation. One Y Z. So we already proved that this triangle commute. Okay. So now you just apply. Well, in fact, yeah. Wait. Oh, sorry. I wrote too much one. We don't need to do that. That is useless. Okay, sorry. So we prove that. Okay. So we prove that. Now you just need to apply that to, you take Y, now take Y equals Z equal 1. Okay. And what you get then, by the commutation, you get that L1 tensor. So you put 1 everywhere. So L1 tensor identity of 1 equal to L1 tensor 1 tensor A1, 1, 1. So you go from there to there. Il n'y a pas de pointeur, c'est chiant. So you go from there to there. You get that.
C'est la composée.
Oh, sorry, composé. Yeah. So you go from there to there with Y equals Z equal 1, you get that. And here you get that. Okay. And similarly, so similarly, using idem, using triangle with R. Here we have the triangle with L. But you have the same triangle with R. And if you use that, you get the same kind of equality. You get that. So wait. Yeah. You get L1 tensor identity of 1 equal L1 tensor 1 commutation with A1, 1, 1. But now, R1, sorry. Yeah, of course. L1. Oh, that's the same problem. Sorry. 2, 3, 3. 2, 3, 3. Ah, okay. No. So for the so you have this one, this the previous triangle. So this comes from this triangle, but for the next equality, we need to use the first triangle, which we use both the L and R morphism. So yeah. So what you get like that, if I'm not mistaken. Otherwise, I should write it. Hein? Qu'est-ce qu'il y a? Non, je crois qu'on utilise le premier. Bah, I will write it in details. That's cool. Then, so I will write everything in details. Then this will be okay. So we have that. Okay. And we already know. So we will need that also. We already know that we know that L1 tensor 1 equal ID1 tensor L1. So we prove that somewhere. Yeah. Well, we prove in general, in fact. We proved previously. We proved L1 tensor X equal identity of 1 tensor X. So you just apply with X equal 1. So this is equal. Yeah. Then L1 tensor ID1 equal to ID1 tensor L1 composed with A1, 1. Okay, so we have that. Now, we will apply, we will use the, so I will recall the first triangle we proved last, the first triangle here. So the proof is not finished. The triangle with the unit in the middle. Okay. So the triangle with the unit in the middle is what was as follow. Here is another triangle for all x, y in C. So triangle with x in the one in the middle. So x tensor 1 tensor y. You apply the associativity. So A wax x1 y x tensor 1 tensor y. And here you apply Rx tensor identity of y. You have like that. And here identity of x tensor Ly. Okay. So this commute, this is the first one we proved last time. Again, you apply again, take x equal y equal 1, then you get, so ID ID1 tensor L1 equal composed with A111 tac equal R1 tensor ID1. Okay. Yeah, this is what I wanted to prove. Okay, so you see here, we have this here and this here. So you see what is on the right here is exactly what is on the left here. That means that this equal to this. Okay. Okay. So what about so we have this equal this. It's a bit tricky. Okay. So now, so we already have, we almost have this one. We need to come back. In fact, we have the equality up to tensoring by ID1. But we know that tensoring with ID1 correspond to R1. So I will explain. But R1, we know that it's an equivalence of categories. So you have an inverse on the morphism. So you get that L1 equal R1. But it's not, we also need the equality with iota. So, okay. Okay. So now, by definition, we have L1 of L1. In fact, this was defined as follow. This is by definition equal to iota tensor ID1 composed with A111. So we prove that inverse. We did that last time, but in fact here there is nothing. This is just a definition. So and this is nothing but L1 tensor. So which is equal to ID1 tensor L1. So we have ID1 tensor L1 composed with A111 is equal to iota tensor ID1. You just put this one on the other side because it's it's inversible. Okay. So it's almost done. Okay, so now L1 Yeah. So now L1 tensor ID1 is equal. So we can use the first here is equal to that. So is equal to ID1 tensor L1 composed with A1, 1, 1, which is also equal to by this one, this equality here. This is equal to R1 tensor ID1, and it is also equal with this equality here to iota tensor ID1. Okay. And as I said, finally, R1, the natural, so what was R1? The definition. Autoequivalence. Yeah. We have the autoequivalence X tensor 1. So autoequivalence. So we know that it is, we proved, in fact, we proved that an equivalence of category is a bijection on the morphism and not on the object in general. So admit an inverse on the morphism. So we have, in fact, we need an equality. We need something. We have L1, R1, iota. And we know that L1 tensor ID1 equal R1 tensor ID1 equal iota tensor ID1. This is what we just proved. But for going from there to there, you just apply R1. But we know we can apply the inverse on the morphism. So you can apply the R1 inverse, and then you get the equality. And the result follow. Okay. So let's summarize a bit the proof. So first, we used the commutation of this triangle where you have the one on the left. Then we get this first equality. Okay. Then we use the commutation of this triangle where the one in the middle. This triangle use both the R and the L, whereas the first one use only the L and not the R. And we get this equality. Finally, we get the last equality we need. The last equality we get was only just by definition of how we made L. If we remember, we made that something like that should be satisfied. So this is by definition. So we get the third equality by definition. And then you combine everything and you get exactly what we wanted. We get this equal this. And finally, we applied the fact that R1 is an equivalence of category, so a bijection on the morphism. So we can apply the inverse here, and we get what we want. Okay. 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 Next. So now we can prove. Okay. Now we will prove that the unit object is unique and is unique up to a unique isomorphism. So I will recall. So in the definition of a monoidal category, the unit object is the one and the iota. Okay. So recall that the unit object denote one iota. And the next proposition the unit object in a monoidal category is unique up to a unique isomorphism. It's not just unique, in fact, if you so if you find another one, then there is only one isomorphism which can link the two. Okay. Yeah. So proof, let one iota and one prime iota prime be two unit object. Unit object. Okay. And let RL R prime L prime be the corresponding left and right unit constraint, corresponding left and right unit constraint. Okay. So you can go, in fact, you can go from 1 to n prime. So how to go? So you want to go, the goal is to go from there to there. How to do that? Now you have all the tools we need. In fact, it suffices to do like that. So you do like that. So you start from, if you start from 1, you can go to 1 tensor 1 prime if you apply the inverse of, it's a bit tricky. Anyway. You can go from there to there if you apply the R 1 prime 1 prime. 1 prime. So you take You apply this one. So it's a bit confusing. So I should maybe, if you you have x like that. X. So no, yeah, okay. So now here you put x like that. Okay. This is the definition of R prime. So R prime, you remove the 1 prime on the right. So you take x equal 1. So you take x equal 1. So this is by definition. By definition. So take x equal 1. You get 1 R1 prime inverse 1 tensor 1 prime. And then you just apply L1 prime. So now you remove the one on the left and you get 1 prime. Okay, so now we get what we wanted. We get an isomorphism from 1 to 1 prime. So you have, so we made an isomorphism. From 1 to 1 prime. And the isomorphism is like that. Eta 1 prime and eta equal to L1 prime composed with R prime 1 inverse. Okay. So, okay. Okay, so we have this eta. So we will need it several times. Now we will show that this eta can be used for going from iota to iota prime. And in fact, so this is an exercise. I will leave the next statement as an exercise. The next part of the proof is leave as an exercise. So exercise. Prove that the following diagram commute. The following diagram is so you have 1 tensor 1. You apply iota, you have 1. And then you apply eta tensor eta. You have 1 prime tensor 1 prime. You apply iota prime, you have 1 prime, and here you apply iota. So it's an exercise to prove that it commutes. So according to the book, the reference book advised to prove that as an exercise using the triangle diagram, but maybe it can be done in some other way. Maybe there is an easiest way to do that. Anyway, so this is assumed to be true. Okay. So now this proves that there is this proves the first part of the proposition. We prove that there is a unique object up to isomorphism. Now the proposition that it's up to a unique isomorphism. So we made the isomorphism eta, but now it's a bit stronger than that. We can prove that this eta is a unique one. So it's a bit. So now it remains to prove that such eta is unique. So let eta 1, eta 2 from 1 to 1 prime be two such isomorphism. By such, I mean as above. And then you consider, so this is long. Wow. Then you consider B equal eta 1 inverse composed with eta 2. Okay. Okay. And then see that next see that the following commute. So now okay. Now you have one. So we need to see one tensor 1 and B tensor B. So B, of course, is from 1 to 1. 1 to 1. So B tensor B from 1 to 1. Here you have iota 1, B 1, iota 1. So why? So why this is commutative? I forgot.
Parce que c'est avec le N1 et le N2, c'est commutatif.
Oui.
De l'autre côté, ça marche.
Ah bon? Ah. Ah oui, moi je l'avais marqué là. Ok. Yeah. So why this is commutative? We just apply the fact that it is commutative with eta 1 and eta 2. So you have 1. So the following commute because you have 1 tensor 1. Then you apply eta 2, 1 prime tensor 1 prime. And then eta 1, 1 tensor 1. Inverse. Yeah. And then Here you have iota. You have 1. Here you have iota prime. You have 1 prime. And here you have iota. You have 1. Here eta 2. Here eta 1 inverse. Okay. So you see, because it decomposes as follow. So you see that you can decompose this one by this one. You just add the thing on the middle. And both left and right here, both left and right commute by the previous exo. In fact, this is what we made here. Just apply this exercise. So both commute by the previous exercise. So both commute, so this commute. So this is okay. Now, c'est déjà la pause. C'était à 5.
De 20 à 45.
Ok. Bah non, j'ai rien fait. Ok, so, combien 5 10 5 minutes. So there are 5 minutes pause. So we will finish after the pause. So pause of 5 minutes from 6 to. So okay. So let's restart. So we proved that this diagram commute. Now we will prove another diagram which is very close to this one, but with a slight difference. Commute also. So to just retake the autoequivalence R1 here. So now consider the autoequivalence R1, and we know that there is a natural isomorphism like that. Natural isomorphism. So this was proved in some previous course. So if you write the definition, so by definition, you have so you take x, f, y. Then you can write like that, R1x, R1f, R1y, Rx, identity of C of x, identity of C of f, identity C, y. And here, Ry. So again, I write identity. So this is x, this is y, and this is f, but I write identity to to see what we are doing. And now you take now take x equal y equal 1 and take any morphism C between 1 and 1. And you get, so you just redraw this diagram with x equal y equal 1, and then you simplify everything. So you you write what is R1, what is R1 of f, etc. So you just have 1. So R1 of, you have R1 of 1, but this is in fact 1 tensor 1. Because here R1 of x is x tensor 1. So 1 tensor 1, here C tensor ID of 1, 1 tensor 1, R1, 1, C, 1, R1. So commute. It commute. So you know this commute. So then take finally take C equal B above, the above B. So B, where is B? B is here. So you take C equal B, and we know. So wait, no, I should write like that. But we know that we already know that iota equal R1. In fact, we just proved that at the beginning of the course. Iota equal R1. So for C equal B, we have so you have here, you put iota B. So this look like really, and B also here, this really look like to that iota B and BB here. But here we have B identity of 1. So let's remove all that. So let's call this one, this commuting diagram you can call A, and this commuting diagram B. And so for C equal B plus A plus B, we have we get that, as I said, we have B tensor B equal B tensor ID1. Because this both diagram commute and everything is isomorphism. So you can write B tensor B as something. Here you can write B tensor ID1 as something, but these do something are the same. So you have B tensor ID1 equal B tensor B. And So for y we can simplify. And then we get b equal id 1, y. And then b equal id 1. So y we can simplify. Why we can simplify by that. So B is an isomorphism. C'est pourquoi. Oh. Donc tu fais quoi? So because, so we can simplify, simplification. Simplification. Oh, this is bad. Simplification. Ah. Et du coup, comment tu fais là? Ah, ça égale.
Identité et tout ça. Je rappelle est égal à l'identité. Il n'appliquerait forcément que B, c'est l'identité.
Ah. Ouais. Oui. So why can simplify? So we have simplification y. So B tensor B is equal to B tensor ID composed with ID tensor B. ID of what? Tu veux quoi? ID1? ID1. So it's equal to. Qu'est-ce que t'as mis?
Après, tu simplifies ton sort d'identité avec l'autre, tu tiens l'identité.
So B tensor B equal that. Après, B tensor B. Ah oui, d'accord. And this is equal to. So by that, this is also equal to B tensor ID1 only. Donc après, quand tu fais. Tu veux pas l'écrire, toi?
Non. Je l'avais pas mis ça.
Alors, attends. Ah, c'est hyper long. So B tensor B equal that. So this is what we prove. This is equal that. We can simplify. Okay. 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 So we can simplify. So B tensor ID1 and is a isomorphism. So we can simplify by that here because it's a composition. So which is equal to B tensor ID1 composed with ID1 tensor ID1. Trivially. But we can compose with B tensor ID1 inverse because it's an isomorphism. So in some sense, we can just simplify like that. And yeah. So what we get then, B tensor B equal ID1 tensor ID1. And is also equal to, so it's equal to B tensor ID1. And then we can apply the fact that we have an equivalence of category. So so then by equivalence of category, we apply the inverse on the morphism, and then we get that. So wait. So it's a bit mess. It's a mess. Non, mais c'est bon. Sinon, je te dis, tu appliques l'équivalence de catégorie. Tu appliques le truc inverse et tu as B. Voilà. So, OK. Then, je sais pas si c'est celui de droite. Ouais. Then apply R1. Ça apply R1 inverse. You get B equal ID1. Okay. So B equal ID1. Then conclusion. So B, where is B? B is here. Iota inverse compose, iota 1 inverse compose with iota 2. So iota. Oh là là, je sais pas si. C'est quoi ce truc? Oula, j'ai tout mélangé là, non? Je peux plus.
Qu'est-ce que tu as fait?
Je sais pas.
J'ai vu que tu enregistres et tu prends un autre truc.
Ah, mais attends. Je l'ai monté. Then apply. Attends. Oh là là, c'est chiant ce truc.
Laisse tomber ça. Tiens, on va recommencer un autre truc.
Enfin. Je vais descendre. Putain, je comprends rien. Bon. C'est relou. Ok. Ok. So. In fact, it's the first time I use this page application. Last time I used the Zoom. I wrote on Zoom, but because we got problem of connection, when you go out of Zoom, all what we wrote is erased. So I choose to take another application, but I am not so comfortable with that. So anyway, so then, so apply R1 inverse, you get B equal ID1. So eta 1 inverse compose eta 2 equal ID1, which means that eta 1 equal eta 2. Okay. Yeah. So we proved. So let's summarize a bit. No, it's not a good idea to summarize because there is a mess in the. Anyway, so we proved that if you take two unit objects, you can get an isomorphism, and we proved that this isomorphism is unique. So this is what we wanted to prove. Okay. So that proof was a bit technical, but in fact there is nothing complicated. In fact, the point is that I choose to prove everything in detail. So anyway, except the exercise. Okay, so now. Next proposition. So it's not, the next one should be not hard to prove. In fact, this one was proved by Yelong yesterday. So let C be a monoidal category, then the endomorphism from 1 to 1, the set of morphism from 1 to 1, is a commutative monoid. Under composition. And so the tensor product, so iota inverse compose F, compose G, compose iota for all F and G in the endomorphism of 1. Okay, so you take any monoidal category, you consider the set of morphism from 1 to 1, and this set has a structure of commutative monoid under the composition And moreover, in fact, you can recover the composition from the tensor product by using iota morphism. Okay. Okay, so how to prove that? So proof. So let's recall. So recall that if f phi from f1 to f2 is a natural transformation, then so in general you have f1 f2f composed like that equal like that. This is a definition of a natural transformation for all then for all x, y, f like that. And if moreover if phi is a natural isomorphism, then you can apply the inverse. So you have f1 of f is equal to phi y inverse composed with phi 2 of f composed with phi x. So we will apply. Let's apply this let's apply that to a specific case. Okay. So apply above equality to. So you take you take the natural isomorphism R Et maintenant,
T'entends.
tu entends?
Ouais.
Ah, ben voilà. Alors, diffusion de l'écran. Lancer la diffusion. Voilà. OK. Let's come back. OK. So now the sound should be okay. So, okay, so we apply the equality coming from natural isomorphism to R, to the natural isomorphism R or L with, and you consider, okay, so you take, consider with, you take FG from 1 to 1. So X, yeah. So X equal Y equal 1. With X equal Y equal 1 and take FG 1 to 1, two morphism. And then you get, so you get R1 of F, which is equal to R1 inverse, compose F, compose R1. But this is equal to F tensor ID1. Okay. And then, so this is for R. And you also, in fact, we apply this for that and that. And you also get L1 of G equal L1 inverse, composed with G, composed with L1, composed with L1. And this is equal to ID1 tensor G. So for that, there is this is just the definition of a natural isomorphism applied to R and L and to X equal or equal 1 and two trivial morphism from 1 to 1. So we choose F for the we choose F here and G here, but okay. Okay, so now you compose. So we know. So now we can we know that R1 equal L1 equal iota. And so F tensor ID1 composed with ID1 tensor G. So you compose the two above. So this is F tensor G. F tensor G. F tensor G. F compose with G. Ouais, c'est quoi? F tensor G. Like that. So F tensor G, by this is trivial. And this is equal to what? So you know R1 equal iota, so you can replace R1 and L1 by iota in the above equality here. You can replace here. So we have iota inverse iota inverse, compose F, compose iota. Compose with iota inverse, compose J, compose iota. So you can simplify iota inverse. So this is iota inverse, compose F, compose J, compose iota. And so, like that, F compose with J is equal to iota compose F tensor J, compose iota inverse. So this is one. Oh no. Oh, we don't need that. Okay. So what we wanted to prove, one part of what we wanted to prove is just this equal this. Now, why it is commutative? Okay, so now this is also equal to, in fact, ID1 tensor J composed with F tensor ID1. This is the same thing. And so you get, this is equal to iota inverse. Inverse compose J F iota. Okay, so we apply the same thing. So so this equality. So we wanted to prove that and the commutation, and so we have by Fj equal J composed with F, like that. Yeah, you just multiply by the isomorphism. You simplify it, so it's okay. So the proof is finished. It remains how much? It remains 15 minutes. So okay. So in the last 15 minutes, we will start to see some example of monoidal category. Okay, so we just proved that in a monoidal category, the set of morphism from 1 to 1 has a structure of commutative monoid under the composition. And you can get the composition and the tensor product using iota. Okay, so let's provide some example of monoidal category. Example of monoidal category. So I guess we will not have time to write all the examples today. So we will finish the example tomorrow. So first example, consider the category of set. Category of set. So the usual category of set, where the morphisms are just the function, and the modular structure, so morphism égale function, any function, function, and the tensor product. This is just the direct product. The unit object. This is just, so you can take the unique object. Unit object, you can take a set of one element, but in fact, any set of one element can be a unit object. So any set of one element, you have two sets of one element that are isomorphic to each other. And finally, so the unit object. And you have iota. So iota 1, so 1 to 1 trivial. And so the A, the associativity. So the associativity constraint, est trivial also. So yeah. So I don't want to. So everything works trivially in this example. Now, an example a bit more interesting. So consider the category of K vector space. K vector space with K a field. So here the morphism with any function. Morphism a linear K linear function which are K linear. So the tensor product is just the tensor product over K. So of course this I did not explain in details the tensor product over a field, etc. I guess Yi Long explained that in his course, but I don't want to explain that. So the one is just K itself, K object, one-dimensional vector space. And I want to note, so if no confusion, K vec will be denoted vec. Okay. And again, A iota trivial, obvious one. Take the obvious. So it's a monoidal category. So we will provide example where we will explain in more details what is A and iota, when it is non-trivial. In fact, there is I don't know if I will have time today, but tomorrow I will provide an example where the A and iota, at least A, is non-trivial. And so we will write some more details, but I don't want to go into details for something which is too obvious. So so you can generalize a bit. So remark. You can extend, generalize. Generalize. Québec, so above. Replacing. Field, placing. Field by ring. So you get, what you get is the category. You get the monoidal category of ring R. R module. R mod. Unital commutative ring. So you need, maybe you should assume the ring to be unital commutative. So you place the field by any unital commutative ring. You extend the previous example as the example of any of R module. So this is almost the same thing. So it remains. Il reste combien de temps?
7 minutes.
7 minutes. Ok. T'es sûr? T'as fini à quelle heure? 5. Okay, so next example, very interesting one. The next example is the category of representation of K-linear representation on a group with G, a group. So the morphism are K-linear vector space. No, the object are K-linear. So object. So wait. Object K vector space with an action on which vector space on which G act. So you have you can draw like that. V from G, L, V. So the group this is a group of invertible linear transformation from V to V. So K vector space V on which G act. Okay, so I have this representation and the morphism. So morphism are K linear transformation function, K linear function preserving the action of G. And the tensor product is given as follows. You have, so if you consider a representation like that, so you do like that. So you take the usual, you consider the tensor product on the vector space, and you need the following like that. And of course the one is just K. 1 is equal to K. Okay. Alors, attends. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a? Ah, c'est l'autre qui essaie de se connecter. T'es sûr que t'en es pas en retard? Non, t'es pas sûr.
Moi aussi, je suis sûr. Il reste 3 minutes.
3 minutes. On n'est pas obligé de... Okay. And again, so I will finish with that again. Again, when no confusion, it is denoted rep G without K. Okay, so we will stop here. I have no time to explain. So next time, tomorrow, we will explain Vec G and Vec G omega. And this is Vec G omega, where we will explain in details the associativity constraint. Okay. C'est bon, it's finished.
Okay.